3. This is show number 2. Oh, how the week flies when you're having fun.
Just let my love be your pillow. Let me turn your life into a beautiful dream.
Ronnie Milsap's years in that special Raleigh, North Carolina school meant a whole lot to him. As he's told us, much time was spent preparing the handicapped kids for the extra effort they'd have to put in to get where they're going. I'm Charlie Cook, Coors Country News. Ronnie never forgot that message and felt obliged to pass it on. He tells us about his return visit to the school after this from Coors.
I was working as a roughneck way up near Wolf Creek Pass, sinking lengths of drilling pipe for mountain oil and gas, when a foreman from another rig slapped me on my back, said, "I'll bet you all the Coors in town we beat you to the bubbling black. Every man who works a shift on a rig up here deserves the fresh taste of Coors, that satisfying Coors beer." Well, we raced him straight towards China, and we hit that Gusher Square. And when that foreman finished buying beer, there wasn't a Coors to spare. Every man who works a shift on a rig up here deserves the fresh taste of Coors, that satisfying Coors beer.
Taste the high country.
Taste the high country. Taste Coors. Brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water by the Adolph Coors Company, Golden, Colorado.
Everyone would know my name. I'd be a legend in my time.
He was already a superstar in the field of country music when Ronnie Milsap first got the idea to help some of the kids who were in the same situation he'd been in himself not too long before.
I went back to school last year, and I did a free concert. Obviously, I went there and did a concert for the kids. Spent the day with them. I did a mini concert in their auditorium, and spent my day talking to the students. And so many of them are so uncertain of what their life is going to be when they get out of that sheltered environment. And they ask me, what can I expect? And were you afraid when you were faced with this? And I had to say yes, I was afraid. Certainly I was afraid. I was nervous. I was unsure of what was ahead of me.
'Cause nobody likes sad songs, the ones about goodbye.
But despite the fears, Ronnie knew that the kids like himself just had to keep pushing. He remembers a question asked by one of the students.
Was I ever afraid of growing up? And I told her no. And I said, I don't want you to be afraid to grow up, because there's so many wonderful things to experience, as you get older in life. And I guess, Charlie, to answer your question, I've always just believed that if I apply myself, that something good would happen.
Ronnie had a religious upbringing, coming from a strong Southern Baptist background, and he considers himself a religious man, and for a time, in fact, found some answers in the Mormon church. But he tells us he missed the music, the good, kickin' gospel stuff he'd grown up with. More on that later. Now we'll begin concentrating on the music of Ronnie Milsap. I'm Charlie Cook, Country News.